everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Nostalgia Bit. Today, as always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Cooper Britton. Welcome.
Hello.
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 Today, hi, we're talking.
Hi.
We're talking about a brand new film. We're doing a film review. We haven't done one of these in a while. Of Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rejoice.
it's a weird one, isn't it? Because we have a bit of a history with this film.
We have a history with its franchise.
With its franchise, which we'll talk about if you're not already familiar. Before I get into any of that, though, I do want to catch the viewers and listeners' attention to tell them that next week is our Christmas special. So make sure you tune in next Thursday on the 25th of December if you haven't already got plans, or you can watch it after. We're not going to judge you. We recorded a big old Christmas special.
Yeah.
It is in person.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
Incredible. Incredible.
It was incredibly funny to do.
Might be one of the best / most batshit crazy episodes we've ever done.
And we're not self-indulgent people, and we like, well, a little bit, but we like to watch it back, and it was like actually crying with laughter. Some bits of this.
At some of the bits.
So if you want to see the absolute mess carnage that is our Nostalgia Bit Christmas special, then we do implore you to come and check it out next Thursday when that drops. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But for now, before we get into anything too Christmassy, let's remain in the world of Freddy Fazbear.
True.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Before we started this podcast, we went to see the first film.
Yeah.
And the reason we did that was because when we were younger, when the games were coming out, 2014, 2015, I would have been 13, 14 years old. You would have been...
One of my earliest memories of us together or having a conversation was us playing Xbox together and you telling me about this new horror game called Five Nights at Freddy's that had just come out and like talking about the game mechanics and talking about how like the lore and the story's crazy about it. Like,
as like I think anyone growing up around that time who was around like 11 to like 15 when those games came out, there's some sort of weird hyperfixation that just kind of happened with like the lore and the theories and the gameplays and all of that. And that's mainly down to the frequency of how many games are released in such a short space of time. There was about 4 within a year. And that year was crazy for that. So it was one of those things where I think at the time they'd announced, we're going to do a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And it got delayed and pushed back. But it was one thing that when we were kids, we were like, when that comes out, we've got to see that. Yeah. And we did. We did.
And then here we are.
And then here we are.
After that, seeing...
But it was one of those things as well where it's like we started the podcast very soon after we watched that film as well.
Yeah.
We watched that film in about October, November of
will it be?
that year when it came out, which I can't remember. And then we sort of met up at Christmas and were like, let's do a podcast, which started the January after. So it was very much like one of the last sort of things that we sort of did before going, we should do a podcast. And now here we are, years later, and the sequel to that film has come out, and we're reviewing it on said podcast.
Crazy.
Five
we did
Nights
review
at
the first.
Freddy's
We've
2.
done 2 episodes on the first one. We did an actual review of the first one.
I don't think we did do a review of the first one.
Did we not do it in the original Five Nights at Freddy's episode? It's like episode 4 or whatever, which I know for a fact 90% of the audience hasn't seen. There it is, like, episode 6.
Of course.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh my god, yeah. It was episode 6 of Nostalgia. Jesus Christ. Episode 6 of Nostalgia Bit, 21st of March, 2024?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah.
The Five Nights at Freddy's review. But I think that was of the whole franchise.
That was the whole franchise, but
we did cover the film, movie. Of course.
Yeah. And then, obviously, recently we did the, what do you call it?
Yeah, we did. We did a commentary track. We filmed an entire commentary track, which came out around this Halloween a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Which you can go and check out. If you want to watch the first film again and you want to watch it with 2 lovely Geordies waffling over it, then, well, that is the place to go and see it. It's available on YouTube and Spotify for free. Enough self-advertising, though. Today, we are talking about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. We saw it last night. Together. We saw it in person. It's the first film I think we've done on this podcast where we've reviewed it, where we actually went to see it together.
Yeah.
Which is mad.
Crazy. But yeah.
What did you think of it?
I want to know how you felt going into it.
I was very pessimistic going into it.
Yeah.
Because it's been out a couple weeks now, it's like I felt very look, it's the first film, it was okay, but it was like as a film it wasn't good. Like I'm someone who really tries. I'm a big film fan, I'm a big TV fan. Like I consume a lot of that shit and I like to I can't I have a lot of criticisms of like modern like Marvel and Star Wars and stuff like that, when everything feels just kind of doing stuff for aura and hype moments.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's 1 was a little bit like that, so I can't sort of stay away from that. It was fun because like it's nostalgia and it's like, oh my god, they're doing Five Nights at Freddy's, but it's a movie.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I didn't love it. Mm-hmm. And then hearing the critic reviews being like really low for this film, and critics saying that it's worse than the first film.
Yeah.
Like put my mind into a place where I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go in thinking might be the worst film I've ever watched, and then hopefully I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, like notoriously, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is my favorite game. So, and I know they don't transfer, they don't like, like thingy over perfectly, especially with like the first one and stuff. But I was very much looking forward to this one. Like, I love a lot of like the Balloon Boy and the toy animatronics are very like they're like my FNAF era was Five Nights at Freddy's 2. That's the game that I played an unholy amount. Yeah. So I was really looking forward to it and I was more interested to see how they do it in the movie with it technically being a prequel to the first game. That's what I was most interested with, and how they were going to adapt that, and also how they were actually going to progress the story, because it is very hard to do the Five Nights at Freddy story in movie form, I think.
I will give them some credit where it's like these games are basically unadaptable. Like, you just can't do them. They are they're point and click. Yes, there's lore. Yes, there's backstory. But how do you can't tell that lore just in a film. My argument would be that I at least remember reading the very first book that Scott Cawthon released way back when, the Silver Eyes or something. And I remember that being a really good story that was around like the original Freddy Fazbear Restaurant and kind of like recontextualized lore and stuff. And I think that was the first time the name like William Afton was like dropped and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember watching the film and being like, well, that was just nowhere near what the book was. Mm-hmm. It wasn't adapting it by any means, but it was like, there was a great story here and you wrote a sort of very basic new one. And that's fine. It's a hard thing to adapt.
Yeah.
But I think with the second film, I was like, it's probably even harder to adapt, right? Because you've put yourself in a hole. Like, the second game is a prequel.
Yeah.
The second film cannot be a prequel because you're following like linear characters who are going on one long journey. And by following them, you can't then do something that's like based 20 years before or a few, like whatever. You just can't.
Yeah.
But I do like what they did with this film to make it work, where the focus was on the toy animatronics, was on the wizards, was on the puppet, the marionette. I liked how they did that. I think, bearing in mind where the first film was, I think that this was the best they could. I couldn't have worked out how to do that, and I think they did a good job with it.
I was going to say, all of this being said, I thought the movie was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it.
I had fun with it. I had so much
fun with it.
I don't think it's you got to really get yourself into a headspace of going like, right, look,
it's not
a film of the year. It's never going to win an Oscar. At least, well, I mean, it should probably for practical effects or like something like that, or costume and wardrobe, whatever, because that's incredible. But I can't compare it to fucking Oscar-winning films. Is it the film of the year? No. Is it a good, enjoyable adaptation of an unadaptable game? And is it better than the first film? Fuck yeah. It's so much better than the first film.
Does it make me feel giddy and go down a 3-hour Five Nights at Freddy's lore rabbit hole?
Yeah,
it did. So I would argue it's done its job right.
I think it has.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, after the first film, I was like, well, I could give or take a sequel. After this, I'm like, they better fucking do a third one. It
is so much better than the first one. Like, especially when we rewatched it, there's so many like blaring issues with the first one, like just lore inconsistencies, story inconsistencies. Like,
I don't even care. I don't even care much about lore because it's like,
no, I don't mean lore. I just mean like
different. But like,
for me, the first story was like all over the place. There was like certain contradictions of certain stuff, but I felt like I came out the second one feeling better about the first one, which says a lot about the second movie.
The second film makes the first film better in hindsight, because you can, in retrospect, like you can look at that and be like, well, that my biggest gripe about this whole thing is this whole thing with like Abby being like, oh, I want to see my friends, and being like, I get it they just rely so much on it. They do a lot less of that in the second film. And actually, what I quite like about the second film is she's being manipulated.
Yeah.
She's not actually talking to any ghost children. Well, she's talking to one, but like a one that is like out for vengeance, and that is way more interesting. The entire opening sequence of this film, by the way, as well.
So good.
You see Charlotte going to like the back room and stuff, and like Afton's dragged that kid in. Like, I loved like all of that sequence. Like everything about that was just like, that's the kind of shit like as a kid I would have just loved, man. And that's like where it gets me is like that nostalgia. If it hits me in that sort of nostalgic place, I'm really just I'm excited about with what they're doing with it, and I think like
it felt like everything like the fans had spoken out about not enjoying as much of the first film. A lot of it was improved on or added in. First of all, the movie was a 15, which I'm certain the first one isn't.
Yeah, it's weird. I could have sworn the first. I need to actually check this because I feel like that confused both of us when it came up. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Which amazing. Like, and I think you could.
Oh no, the first one in the UK is a 15.
Is a 15. Apparently. Okay.
Crazy. I thought it was a 12.
Yeah, so did I. I mean, I think the second one's more brutal than the first one. Absolutely.
I think it could go further.
I think it could go further.
I do think that like. Look, we're dealing with the theme of dead kids. I know it's like the cuddly toy franchise, right? With the fucking like Freddy's and Chicas and Bonnies. I get that. These could be 18, and
if I don't get a Fazbear Fright chase scene with Springtrap and Mike, where Mike's being slashed up in corridors in the third movie,
Jesus Christ, Cooper.
I'm gonna be annoyed. Imagine that though. Imagine that, that visual.
I think like I just think there's so much you could do with making this like R-rated. The only like visible bit of like, and for most of it works because it's just kind of creepy and like great like visual storytelling without the need for gore. I think like the dream sequence, for example, was probably my favorite bit of the film. I was so impressed. Like the first film was so, to put it harshly, was very flat in terms of like cinematography. It was very
linear.
It was very it was very basic. It felt like
linear.
Very linear, very basic.
It felt like a game.
It felt like it felt like a video game adaptation through and through.
When you got to like the night, some sort of cutscene and story progression, night 2 cutscene story progression, like it really felt like linear, and
you get like the stuff with the dream sequence with Mike in the last film. It's like it's just kind of like he's in the woods, he's reliving the same thing again and again and again. With this, you get like one dream sequence, and I can't remember the character's name. Holy shit! What's the woman's name?
Vanessa,
that's it. And she's like dreaming and honestly, he can tell he's in the law dive, and you can see like this whole thing with like William Afton and this like the dream sequence. There was that bit where he like turns to her and then like the doors all open like one by one, and then like they go back on themselves and then he's even closer. I was like, that's really good like cinematography. That just looks great.
Sam Raimi kind of like Multiverse of Madness kind of vibes. Like,
but then on the flip side of that like when Chica was fucking crushing that guy's skull, like that, like a fucking like an orange. And then, like, drops to the floor and you hear all the gooey noises. And then the next shot is Chica with, like, zero blood on her.
That's true, actually.
Come on, man.
That is very true, actually.
I go from that to watching, like, Welcome to Derry this morning, where, like, a man's fucking eyeballs, like, gouged out and there's fucking blood running down his head pulled off and blood everywhere. I'm like, it's so day and night. And it's the difference between a 15 and an 18 rating. It's like, if you just make that leap, it could be so much more brutal and do so much more of what you're... I'm sure there's some studio interference there, but come on, Blumhouse, you're a horror film studio. Let them do something fucking gruesome. Like, push them.
I think it was definitely scarier than the first one. I think the suspense was so much better in this movie than it was in the first one.
All the scarier stuff in this film, the stuff that was scarier, was the stuff that they changed. I think there's a big thing to be said about the games having this feeling of uncanny valley, right? It's the same sort of effect as like the Weeping Angels. The games are like, you look at them on the cameras, they're gone. Where are they? It's a vacuum. It's the fear of the unknown. I don't know where they are. They could be behind the camera when I pull the mask down. There's that anticipation of a jump scare. The films will never be able to capture that because you have to see the animatronics physically moving. And they're fucking huge metal things. They stomp around like Cybermen. Then that's two Doctor Who references. Look, I'm really living up to the thing. But they're very loud and bulky and slow. In the games, you don't feel that, so it's hard to make them scary. It doesn't matter how many times you do make them do jump scares or make them pop up out of nowhere. Like, they're just not going to be as scary.
Yeah.
But the stuff they changed, that dream sequence with William Afton and the marionette possessing people.
Spoilers, by the way.
We're reviewing the fucking film 2 weeks after it came out. If you haven't watched it, that's on you. Also, I saw this shit all over Twitter before going in anyway, so fuck everyone. I don't care anymore. That shit was really good.
Really good.
That like, I could understand why that could be quite contentious. It was a very brave, creative decision, but it was one that, like, that shows me that they are really trying to do something with this, right? Because they could have just done directly, like, oh, the puppet's running around. It could have just been the puppet.
Yeah.
It could have just been the puppet. But no, we had the puppet, like, the soul of the Charlotte take over...
Yeah, the body of humans,
And they have this sort of, like, a big grin on the face and that thing. It was frightening. It was really frightening.
I was really uncertain when it first happened and I'd seen it online, because I saw it the day before. I was so uncertain. I was like, I don't know, like, I would like it to have been the actual marionette, like.
Yeah.
But then as it does it in the movie, I was like, they kind of fucking banged this, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the shot when Vanessa goes for the first time with the box, and they do the bottom up shot of Vanessa with the music box, and you see the hands coming over the top, and then you see the face peer over.
It's so good.
Smashed it.
Like, smashed it. 100%.
Even Abby's marionette, I thought was fantastic.
And I don't think Abby's, like, actress is particularly, like, anything great. And I can't knock it. She's a child. Like, I'm not going to be, like, an arsehole about it. We don't want another Jake Lloyd situation. But, like, I just think it's like a weak link. Again, compare stuff to, like, It, where the child actors are so good. It's really hard to make that. You have to make some sort of comparison there. But with the marionette shit, she was frightening, man. That was terrifying.
Really, the
laugh,
like the giggle.
It was the giggle. It was like the grin, like this sort of like, oh god, there's something really uncanny about that. That works. Like, you couldn't get that with the animatronics, I don't think.
Yeah.
With them, with that possession thing, oh my god, like, that actually looked frightening, and that was like, okay, maybe
even
we're doing
having them now, float. If you saw when Abby was possessed, she would float instead of like walking.
It was like a puppet. It was like a puppet. She was designed like she was sort of like
having like the elongated limbs and stuff, like kind of stretching that out and having it always come like snaking around corners. It was so good. It was so well done.
I really, really loved all of that. I thought that was great. I thought making the puppet, like they mentioned early on, it's like, the puppet would like conduct the animal band, and then with this, it was like, it's like actually it's like Charlotte is controlling all of them. They're not all possessed by dead kids.
Yeah,
which is interesting because that's like, okay, that actually makes it really fucking cool. I really like that. I kind of my one thing about this franchise I want to see, especially in the next film, right? I want a solid motivation for why William Afton is just murdering children. I know that sounds crazy. Like, I'm all for someone just being like, I'm fucking batshit crazy. I kill kids. Cool. I want to see why. I want to know why you're doing that. Like, I don't want it to be an understandable thing, but I like the idea where it's like, maybe something happened and he's taking it out on other people. I also like the idea of that, like, he builds these animatronics, he's a creator, he does these things. Like, a child dies and it possesses one of the animatronics, and he thinks that's fascinating because it's basically like this supernatural thing.
I mean, I could tell you exactly that it's already happened in the franchise, and it's in the second movie.
Is it?
Baby.
Well, right, yeah, okay. Like, guys, Easter egg like that, which connects to something from the games. I get that.
So this was the biggest thing that I saw. Obviously, in the franchise, in Sis location, Baby is possessed by Elizabeth, yes. And the whole thing is, when you see Circus Baby, is like to do with her eyes. And there's a moment in Sis location where it's like her eyes change colour and it shows that she's been possessed. And a lot of people have pointed out that in the movie, she already has the coloured eyes when you see Circus Baby behind the wardrobe.
Very good point.
Implying that Elizabeth is already inside Circus Baby. So
I would also the only thing with that is that I think with anything that's in a dream sequence, you have to take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it's it's interesting to have chosen that, if that makes sense. There's a massive thing going around of that is, like, what if Vanessa isn't actually related to William, in the sense that Elizabeth is William's actual child. Elizabeth died and Vanessa gets adopted. Again, massive. But again, this is the fun of FNAF. Like, talking about this stuff and doing this theory stuff. So this is the fun of the franchise for me.
I'm all for the theory stuff. What I was saying, though, I want it to be more concrete than that, not just
absolutely.
Circus Baby's there, which then means is that I want it to be like, I want to see something with William Afton where it's like, I mean, if they do a third film, it's got to be all about William.
I don't
Afton,
want to be
right?
two films down, still questioning certain stuff, like with the games. With the games, it's different because you can get another 3 games in, you'll still be questioning stuff from the first game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I want to, by the time they have done the 3rd or 4th film, whatever, I would like to have more. I want them to correct what the games couldn't do, of actually give us concrete answers. Like, and don't get me wrong, it's great doing the theory stuff, but I don't think.
No, I like the theory stuff, and that's where you get interest, and I think they know what they're doing with that. There is some hyperfixation in the Five Nights at Freddy's community where people will just go after, break everything down to every intricate detail, so they know they've got an audience who are going to be passionate and engaged. That's great for the business of film. That's great for Blumhouse. It's great for the team behind it. I'm like, from a story perspective, if they turn around in FNAF 3 and they're like, oh yeah, there's another twist in the Afton family, I can't be bothered with that, though. Like, I liked the thing with Michael Afton being retroactively introduced into this and being like, oh yeah, she had a secret brother. If they do FNAF 3 and go, oh, she also had a secret sister, or she's actually not William Afton's daughter and he had another daughter and that's like, it's like, it's so like, come on, like, how many things can this one woman keep secret in her life?
To be honest, I felt like that in the second movie. I was like, Jesus Christ, the whole thing with Charlotte, the whole thing with the brother. So I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, genuinely, if she has more secrets, like, fucking,
she needs to not have any more secrets. Like, if there's something to do with Elizabeth or Circus Baby, she needs to not know about that. That needs to be a surprise to her. I cannot be doing this whole thing. I just can't. Like,
there is
because the character. Because I like the character of Vanessa. I do. The entire first film, Vanessa is just walking around being like really mysteriously vague.
She's the phone.
To Mike.
She's the phone girl. She's essentially phone guy in the first movie.
Effectively, like she just keeps loads of secrets, and then right at the end of the film, when it's convenient, she's like, "Yeah, William Afton's my dad." Womp. And then this film, it's like, oh yeah, all that shit we went through a year ago. Yeah, there's also another kid. There's
she's going to be a villain in the next movie, isn't she? So
yeah, but possessed. Like,
she's getting stuff. She's getting put in a suit in the next movie. I put money on it. Money on it.
Do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. From, again, what I've been reading online and stuff, and I genuinely hope they do this, is I hope they start combining the games. I hope the FNAF 3 movie isn't just FNAF 3. Yeah.
I hope it's FNAF 3 and 4.
And a lot of the stuff, like, I kind of teetered out around sister location, so I don't really like, I also don't really understand the later stuff of like, hey, it was the franchise was revived in 2025 and there was like William Afton was trapped in like a matrix and he was controlling animatronics through glitches and stuff. Like, that was just never really my vibe. However,
it's very convoluted at that point, isn't it? Yeah.
I could 100% see them readapting it and bringing that stuff. Vanessa is a character in the later games.
She's a character in Security Breach.
Yeah, who eventually gets turned into an animatronic or gets put in a suit, whatever, and is controlled and doing glitch traps, bidding whatever.
I don't have a fucking clue with any of that. That's where you lose me, because my knowledge goes to like the 6 main games. And
this is what I'm saying. But if they take that and use story aspects from that and bring them back to and interlude them with the core games, I'd be down for it. Yeah, I think it would be quite cool to do that.
I like it. I would almost like them to do that. Like, this is hypothetical. Like, they haven't greenlit a third film yet. But if they do, hey, I'd love them to do more, and I'd love them to do a couple more and really flesh it out and kind of readapt everything and bring the franchise to like a close in a way. Do I think they will? Fuck no. But I like that there's possibilities of them continuing this.
I think based on the second one, I think it sets up very nicely.
It's more than broke even. Like it's earned more than enough money. It hasn't done as well as the first film. It was never going to.
It very much plays nicely. It really does get the story. Like it really does get the story moving. The second one,
100%.
And like for people who are fans of the franchise previously, it really gets the brain ticking. I think that's the best part of it. And I think you have a very good opportunity, and you have set it up very well to finally do something where you get a concise story. Do something where if you want to do the FNAF franchise, you can play the games and then watch the movies, and the movies is the core story. This is the story that whoever always wanted to tell that story. And I think that is the way to kind of do it. I think that's the way to get the franchise done. And I think maybe 4 movies. I think maybe stop at 4.
I think 4 would be a good number to stop at, and I think it's tricky because even before you get to Security Breach, you've got 6 games.
What? So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sister Location,
and then Pizzeria
Simulator, and then Security Breach. Plus a DLC.
I know there's a huge amount of love for Security Breach and the lore that the VR games include and all that sort of stuff. I would be down with them doing this. Like, I think the Pizzeria Simulator ends quite solidly for the franchise. Like, I feel like that's where you've got to end this whole thing. As soon as you start doing, he's trapped in a matrix and he's glitch trapped and all that shit. It's like, come on, man.
That's why I think
I get people love it. Like, I completely understand. They might include elements of it.
This is what I'm saying.
So
I don't want them to do 6 movies, and the sixth movie, they're like, it is now 2029 and Fazbear's reopening with a virtual world. I want them to take Security Breach and take the stuff of Vanessa getting controlled, Vanessa becoming Vanny, all this kind of stuff, and bring it back and interweave it with the core.
Do that, 100%.
The core years of the main games.
The whole thing with like, Michael Afton interests me. Introducing him, love that. And the reason I love that is because it's like, that means we can now do Sister Location. And the stuff with Sister Location was really cool and really fucking gruesome. And I love all of that. I love that, like, Michael Afton being, like, scooped out and filled, like, with an animatronic endoskeleton.
Do you reckon he's already been scooped in the movie?
Nah, he'd reckon way more rotten than that. Yeah. Nah, he's too... I mean, unless, I don't know.
Unless he's freshly scooped.
No, I feel like he's too cocky about everything. I feel like he'd be a bit more like, you know, if an animatronic.
Yeah,
because the whole thing is with the endoskeleton, they're trying to like escape, aren't they?
My only thing with doing Sister Location as a movie is that I worry that it's going to be too much like the second one, because they're going to turn around and go, oh, by the way, there's a Sister Location that nobody remembers, or Vanessa's going to be like, well, there's a Sister Location, because that's the whole thing with the first one. It's like, before it became a franchise, there was an original Fazbear Pizzeria in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I'm almost like a little bit annoyed they didn't tease more of that, because it's like, you had
I think we've got Michael and Circus Baby. It's going to be a thing.
Going into like lore, I'm like, I want to see Fredbear's Family Diner. I want to see like the original. It's like by saying that the toy one was like, that's the original. I'm like, no, it's not. Don't do that. Do
you know what they should do? Do you know what I think they should do? Is Sister Location should be a new reopening, and Michael should open it.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's
instead of it being this old one again, abandoned, that nobody knew about and whatever.
But the thing is, can we also? The thing is with the Sister Location, it's not really a fucking restaurant though, is it?
What I can't. Is it a factory? Is it where they make them?
I think it's supposed to be like
so many years since I played it,
but I don't think it is actually. It's like. The actual story of that is like you're a technician and you're
welcome to
playing
Circus Baby's Pizza World.
I guess maybe then, but maybe it's like I don't know. I don't know. It's fucking annoying. I can't remember half the fucking lore. I think for me,
I briefly remember up to this location, and that's about it.
I like what they did with the story. I think they need to take it in a direction.
This location takes place at Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rental, an underground facility beneath a former Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, serving as a rental business for animatronics and a secret base for Afton Robotics connected to the Afton family's home.
Thank you.
And events from FNAF 4.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. So you can do the stuff with FNAF 4 and Sister Location. They tie together very well.
Yeah.
And you've got potentially Pizza Simulator. So I think you could very much do FNAF 3. Could easily, like the film, if they did another film, it could be a combination of 3 and 4. If they did a one after that, it could be of Sister Location and Pizza Simulator. That's how I would do it.
I don't know. I think I'd do it in a different order.
I think
I'd do 3. I think I would do 3 in Security Breach. And
I'm ignoring Security Breach.
I'm including Security Breach because there's stuff in the movies anyway that could lead towards it. I would do 3 in Security Breach.
You can tell. I love as well.
You've done a deep dive last night. I can't even tell you how deep. Mate, I had a 3-hour train journey and doom scroll for that whole train journey. Most of it was FNAF.
Yeah.
I would do 3 in Security Breach and do 3 with Fazbear Fright. But then you can also have the back burner of the marionette and do some of the Security Breach stuff in the sense of Vanessa being controlled and doing Afton's bidding. That all gets wrapped up, and then you can do 4 and Sister Location with Michael and have the nightmare sequences, and then also have, because you're already in the house, you can then do Sister Location because it's supposed to be underneath the house.
Yeah.
Because it's like the
Yeah. We need to see...
With Security Breach, it's just too far in the future. So it's like, you're going to have to readapt it. So realistically, it doesn't have to go in mainline order. It can be just used as a story point. There you go. Okay. There's my...
Yeah. I agree with that. I think you could I stand by what I said, but you could just weave the Vanessa stuff from Security Breach throughout that. I think it's like, there's just enough. I think you could do the nightmare stuff easily with FNAF, because like FNAF 4 is basically unadaptable.
I do also
like,
think
as in terms of the game, the story of like the mini games. Okay, interweave that as a fucking flashback. That could like be a 10-minute flashback. The actual nightmare stuff could look amazing. That could actually be a proper horror film. Weave that with the Springtrap stuff. Maybe that could just work like incredibly well. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I'm game though. Like, I don't care what they do next. I am here for it.
I want, and I said this to you yesterday, to be 100% honest, if they did FNAF 3 and went, guys, we're calling it quits, I'd be happy. If we got to the Springtrap stuff, I'd be like, I'd be content. Depending on the story implications, I'd hopefully be content. Yeah. But then there's a part where it's like, if you're going to do the third one, you just might as well go the whole fucking 9 yards. And
I'm trying to read into it now and see if they actually are making a third one. But like, all in all, I think this film was a lot better than the first film. I think we've kind of got like off track a little bit.
It's fine, like, but this should show
the new stuff that it does, I think, is very clever. Yeah. I also like the FazFest stuff. I thought that was really cool. A bit of like a commentary on like good. Five Nights at Freddy's fans. Maybe not as such a like a critical commentary, but like a sort of like very welcoming, encompassing.
Yeah, I have to say, the voice acting for the toy animatronics, I quite enjoyed it. I was kind of game for it, I'm not going to lie.
I thought they were quite good. I did think they overused, like, Megan Fox. I said this going into it. I said, they got Megan Fox as Toy Chica. You guarantee, out of the 3 main toy animatronics, she will get the most screen time. And damn fucking right. But they started the film and she was like, Chica and the rest. And I'm like...
I find it wild.
Why are we suddenly... Was she closer with Chica than any of the others in the first film? I think it's like trying to...
This is what I was going to say. I find it wild that in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, Chica is the most notorious animatronic.
We all fucking know why Toy Chica is the most notorious animatronic.
No, just Chica. Like, Chica was the main one in the first one as well, because Thingy was...
I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I think... Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, fair.
That's why I'm like, it's crazy that you would have thought it would have been Freddy. Like... But no, but it's Chica instead.
Yeah, I think they're very keen to make a like. It seems that they actually are making a third one.
Thingy is really down to do it. What's his name? Who plays William?
Yeah, they're all. I think they all signed like a 3-picture deal, right?
Yeah.
But the third one isn't greenlit. It's just,
and they didn't greenlit it after they did the first one. They didn't greenlit 2 more.
No.
It was just the second one.
Just the second one. I think, like, I have no doubt in my mind that they'll make a third one. And the great thing with the third one is I think that actually lends itself a lot more to a very linear horror. I don't know. Yeah. You probably would you have Mike as the security guard again? I guess maybe. But I like the Fazbear Fright thing is a great little thing. I loved it in the game. It's probably the weakest game of the franchise, to be honest. But I think like the setting is really clever, and I wish they'd done more with it.
I think out of the games, I think Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is the least scary. I think it's
100%.
I think it's the least scary. However,
they can make the film the scariest. Yeah,
I think it has the setting, and I think the setting, but for like because obviously you're stationary. If you did the game of traveling through Fazbear Fright on the night shift, it would be fucking horror. It would be like the old school horror games. It'd be fucking petrifying.
Yeah.
So as a movie, having a sequence with Mike walking through Fazbear Fright being chased by Springtrap, like proper like Scream style.
They need to make it like
so good.
Yeah, they need to do something with it and like go ham. The great thing is they can use a lot of the stuff they've made from the first film props wise to just like fill the Fazbear Fright stuff, and I think that'd be great. I'm down for it. I think they need to add a bit of pizzazz to it to make it more interesting though, because the third film at this rate, which I like, is going to be all lore. But I think his thing is, the thing I struggle with is I don't think it's like it would just be his voice, wouldn't it?
No, I reckon he'd be in the suit. I truly do.
But you wouldn't be able to see him.
No, but I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's one of those arguments where it's like if a actor does their own stunts or does their own stuff.
If he's in the suit and he's doing the voice, cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Mate, that's what I'm saying. Like,
but I want to see more flashbacks. I also think as well, you got the thing with Henry, right?
I'd like to see more stuff with Henry.
And I think like we've got to get flashbacks of like Fredbear and Spring Bonnie or whatever, and have them two on stage together. Fredbear's family diner. That's what I want to see in the third one. I want to see flashbacks. I want to see flashbacks so then we can actually get a bit more of Matthew Lillard as well, because we only really got him in the dream sequence in this one. I'd actually say he was less in this than he was in the first film.
I would agree. Yeah, I would definitely. What was his dream sequence? Was he in
that's it.
He was in the start of the movie, but barely.
His voice was kind of I guess he was.
So in the back in the suit, but
yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm ready to see some more flashbacks. I'm ready to see more of Matthew Lillard. I think the third one is going to just delve more into lore, and I hope it does. And I hope they can make a compelling story out of it. At the minute, I like a lot of what they're doing with this. The stuff with the school science fair was funny, albeit a bit annoying. Like I thought it was like a good little plot point for Abby because it sort of gave her like something to do, and her like exploring how to do like robotics. I think was really funny. I don't know. I think my biggest criticism of the first film was just like the stuff with Abby and being like, oh, I want to see my friends and stuff. And I think it's the same here. It's supposed to be, I guess, a little bit annoying.
Mate, Abby, I did better kill off Abby at some point in one of these movies. What? No, I don't mean as in because I don't like her as a character. Jesus. I just think as a story point, I think you're setting up this whole thing, and if you don't kill off Abby, I think you've kind of missed a point at some point. Do you not think?
What if they spun it around and she gets fucking scooped by Circus Baby?
Well, this was I did think this that she. I wonder, like Circus Baby.
Yeah, because that like thematically then would make more sense in the films, right? Circus Baby's like another Afton kid.
Yeah,
but I like the concept that actually.
What is it?
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. Circus Freddy. Was Bellona? I can't remember. Bellona.
Who I think appeared in this, by the way.
Yeah, she's in the music box.
It cut too quickly, but I was like, oh, is that? Oh, never mind, it's gone. I don't know.
There's loads of little ones. She's in the music box. There's like a Vanny head in the second, when Mike's in the, which I thought was Mangle, but apparently it's like the one from Security
what
Breach.
Was that?
So that's so Vanny is the animatronic that Vanessa gets put in Security Breach, and apparently her head is the thing that's hanging on the wall in the FNAF 2 location.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get that at all.
Nor did I.
I thought no. Like I still don't. Where did you get that from?
It was online. Everyone was saying it online. That's just picked it up online.
See, I was thinking Lolbit.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, there's a couple it could have been. It was too far away. I genuinely thought it was...
Or Funtime Foxy. I don't know.
I just thought it was like Mangle, Funtime Foxy. I mean, Funtime Foxy would be cool if it was.
Well, Funtime Foxy is fucking Mangle, basically.
Yeah, yeah, true.
I don't know.
Shadow Freddy, Shadow Bonnie.
Where were
in
they?
The film.
Were they?
When Michael's... Google it. When Michael's in the... It's like a fucking split second.
Have you got any sleep, or did you spend the whole night looking up...
I had a 3.5 hour train journey. Leave me alone, man. Funtime Freddy, Shadow Freddy, Shadow Bonnie. When Mike's at the desk, appears. The Funtime Bonnie one you can see is fucking clear as day. In the split second that it's on screen.
The Shadow Bonnie, you mean?
Shadow Bonnie, yeah. Sorry.
Madness. Didn't clock that at all.
What else was there's fucking loads of like it was like. The Mangle's first line, not Mangle, the puppet's first line was like a line from one of the games or something. When in the post-credit scene, when they go and find Springtrap, one of the guys says the exact opening line from FNAF 3 when he goes, "We were clearing out a basement."
I fully clocked that because I knew that one. Because they were like, it's like, oh, we found a real one or whatever. Like,
yeah,
I remember like the Scott Cawthon phone call thing in FNAF 3 was exactly that, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of other ones as well, but I can't remember off the top. I saved them on. I might have sent them on TikTok actually. But yeah, there was.
Is that what you? Oh right, I need to check that.
There was loads, but it's just those little things. Like it's just fucking. It makes no obviously the which I'm so glad they fucking did.
The best. That's probably the best.
I'm so glad they did it. Also the original music as well was in it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They did that as well. The soundtrack again, great.
Yeah.
The Newton brothers, who I think did a smashing job with the first film, absolutely killed it with this as well.
I think they've banged the main theme for the movies as well. It goes so hard.
Yeah, they've cooked with that one.
The arcade machines. One of the arcade machines was one of the mini games from FNAF 2.
Yeah, I thought it might be. Oh, is it? Was it? So. Also, can we just the end credits music being Living Tombstone? It's been so long. I was like, this is everything I ever wanted. Like
they better keep doing this. They better keep doing
that song. That was my one. I love that one, and I was so glad that was like, what they did with this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. Like I think Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is better than the first film.
Yeah,
I think it's weird because there's kind of less hype around it because it's the second one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want them to keep making them. I'll keep watching them if they keep making them. Like I will go to the cinema and watch this. We will go to the cinema and watch these if they keep making them. Like, but I do wonder how where this goes. Like how finite is this? Do you know what I mean?
I hope that if they do greenlight the third one, I think I did really enjoy this movie, and I think I'm now invested in. I feel more invested in the story than I was in the first one. Like, the first one's good and could have sat on its own. The second one, there is too much like story additive to it and too many characters introduced for them to stop after a third one. Like, if you're gonna greenlight the third one, I want you to go all the way because I want to have a concise story. That's more than anything. That's what I want. Is I want to have a full. I just want to be able to watch like 5 movies and be like, there you go. There's the 5. If someone comes to me and is like, what's the Five Nights at Freddy's storyline? Go and watch 5 movies. That's the canon storyline. Like, and again, like I would just, and one of the biggest pluses to this movie, they actually included the game mechanics. It was fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, that was one of the biggest things
having a reference
to film.
No Door in the Office. Amazing.
I was annoyed. I think a little bit with the first film, and I think it's just a tiny little thing where it's like, why didn't you have the big goofy buttons and the big slammable doors? Why didn't you have that? Why did you have a vent for some reason? Like just tweak it slightly, and that could be so much better. And then this film, they have a whole. I said going in. I said they'd listen to that feedback, and they would be. Yeah. There's obviously going to be a whole sequence in this.
And it was fantastic.
It
was so well done. It was so well done.
I thought it was like you could just take that entire bit and you can just be like, that is that's the whole of FNAF 2, the game. Like, he's on the monitor. Yeah, he's not actually like looking at the cameras, but like he's doing something on the monitors, and then it's like
the mask,
he's getting, I guess, put the mask on. It's just like I kind of wish that that had been explained a little bit more. Like I wish they just said something, being like, "Oh yeah, they've all got like recognition, so if you put that mask in front of you, it should be fine." And then it not working with Foxy, yeah, love that.
I even like the pose that Freddy did when he was going to attack him was like the exact death pose from the game. I was like, yeah, you banged this, yeah.
The withered Freddy, I was like, that's literally right out the fucking game. I did find that quite funny though. I mean, this is me picking holes in it, but like, I did find it quite funny that like he's at this computer and then he looks up and he's like, oh shit, Freddy's here, I can put my mask on. And then when Freddy fucks off, it's like,
yeah.
And I'm like, how did you not hear him coming?
But then that's a massive thing in the games as well, isn't it? It's like you will hear like
But that's why I'm saying it works so well in the games, but not so much in when you actually have to practically like explain these giant robots moving around.
It is quite funny to have done that.
Yeah.
One of my only things with it is where the fuck did the FNAF 1 animatronics come from? Where the fuck were they?
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's going to get explained later on?
What do you mean?
Do you reckon someone's take... Like, obviously, they're saying that they'd gone, like... They'd been taken... Like, because they weren't in the original... They weren't in FNAF 1 location. Do you know what I mean? You know when they come to save them at the end of the movie?
They were?
They weren't in the FNAF 1 location?
They fucking were. They were on stage.
No, they weren't. I thought Abby went to the stage and they weren't there.
No, they were there. They were just broken.
Oh,
Mike
right.
literally went to the fucking
No, that's in the
place
second location. That's the withered ones in the second location.
No, it's
the withered
not.
Ones. It is. The withered animatronic. Yeah. So when Mike goes to the FNAF 2 location, he goes into the window and goes into a storage unit.
Look, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that makes zero sense. And it makes, if you think about it, okay, try and gaslight yourself into thinking it's the FNAF 1 location. That makes so much more sense for the story, though, no? He goes in and goes, I need your help. I don't know if
he goes to the FNAF... No.
He's talking to the ghost kids.
Yeah, but...
He's talking to the original, man.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. So,
yeah.
But I'm saying, Abby goes to the FNAF 1 location earlier on in the movie and realizes that the animatronics aren't there. And because Mike lied to her and said...
No. They were there, they were just broken.
But then why is the whole bit being like, I'll fix them, but he's lied to her that he's never going to fix them? The lie is because they're not there. Because
the friends will never come back.
No, I thought the lie is because they're not there.
Oh. No, they are there. Where else would they be?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what my issue is. I feel like in the movie, how I took it was that
the kids aren't there. Her friends...
the animatronics or the kids aren't there.
Yeah.
They aren't at the FNAF 1 location. That's how I took it. And then at the end of the movie, when Mike goes to the FNAF 1 location, they just appear. It's not, to me, it's not implied that they are still there.
I could have fucking like sworn that when like they go to the original, the FNAF 1 restaurant, that Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica are on stage. Foxy, I don't think was, but I think
I could be completely wrong,
were.
But I thought no, it was because does she not go in and there's a flash? It flashes to them on stage and then shows the stage empty. It does.
Bro, I don't know. I'm going off what I fucking remember.
Yeah.
And I can fucking swear that I remember it being like they were there, but the souls are gone, right? They don't work anymore. They're like broken. They were only being controlled by the kids. They were long since broken. The restaurant had been run down.
I might have just completely picked it up wrong.
The kids are gone. The souls are gone. So they're just no life anymore. And she's realised that she's gone there to try and talk to them and try and see her friends. But their friends are gone. Her friends, the ghost kids, are gone. The animatronics are still there. Mike goes to that restaurant at the end to then plead with them to be like, I know the kid, like talking to the kids, like, I know you're probably gone, but like, if you can hear this, we need your help. Da 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 da. End of the film. The ghost kids are controlling the animatronics again to the house, and then they say goodbye. And
maybe I picked maybe I picked that original sequence up completely wrong. That they were. Just I think that's missing.
Kind of what I see, because I think she's like, oh, I want to see my friends. She's not saying like she wants to see Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, like the animatronics. It's the ghost kids. It's the personality of the ghost kids in the costumes, right?
Yeah.
And that's what she's after.
Anyway, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But all in all, I think Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was a hell of a good time. As someone who's a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, as someone who grew up with it, who's maybe a bit disillusioned with the franchise now, but like is still interested to see what they do. Yeah. It's a great film. It was a lot of fun, and it's significantly better than the first one, in my opinion. I think it is far from like a perfect movie, of course, but I think it's something that is, if you're a fan, it's worth watching. If you watched the first one and you thought like, it was fine, but whatever,
if you're a fan of the franchise, I'd highly recommend it. You'll get a good kick out of it. If
you're not, I wouldn't waste your time. I think it's built for, it's made by fans for fans, and I think that's exactly the way to put it across. It's like, it's really, and I think that's its biggest flaw, is it is quite inaccessible, I think. However, the fan base is so fucking huge that there is more than enough to drive it into breaking even and able to justify making more movies. Like, as I said, it's been out a couple of weeks already. It's still in cinemas, and it has more than doubled its budget. It's done it very well. Obviously, it's still done on quite a small budget. If they used an even smaller budget for the next one, given that there's like fucking less animatronics, I'd be game with that. And also, they've already built all these fucking animatronics. They could just use bits and bats of whatever's left over. The good thing is, it seems that Jason Blum at Blumhouse and Scott Cawthon, they seem to love the films, and they seem to have a lot of love for the franchise. So it feels like a no-brainer that we'll end up getting a third one. And when that's greenlit, and when we see a trailer for it, and then when it comes out, I'm sure we'll review that as well. But in the meantime, any final remarks on Five Nights at Freddy's 2?
I think it's been evident that I've gone down a proper rabbit hole, and that was always my thing with FNAF, was like, that was my favourite part of the franchise. It was you
play the game, and then you theorize.
Yeah, and that's a lot of my favourite franchises are because of that. I enjoy that side of stuff, and I think getting that excitement back, and maybe I'm disillusioned by many things again. And again, as long as by the end of it, at the end of this road, we get a solid storyline, I'm happy. Like,
there's a solid story here, and it's like seeing that in a film is the clearest way to do it. The game just like giving you like little bits so you can kind of piece things together yourself and theorize. The films can't work in the same way, but they can still give you enough to sort of walk away and theorize off. And yeah, I'm game for that. I loved seeing like Michael Afton in this. I liked seeing like more of the connections to like Henry and doing like a lot of like the history of like the lore and everything. Yeah, I'm game for it. I'm excited to see what comes next.
Yeah.
If there is anything.
Yeah, it's true. I do hope they greenlight the third one.
Right, without any further ado then, let's go on to Just News, which I have to just actually post into the slot. Just News this week, as per from our wonderful Just News assistant, Elle has found a horrible story, which is actually making me feel sick just looking at it. Oh, God. Britain's biggest rat found in Yorkshire home. This gigantic rodent is thought to be the biggest in UK. The supersized rat is thought to be the UK's biggest captured by pest controllers in a home in the north of England. The giant animal, which measured 22 inches long.
Oh my God!
Let's get the old handy. How long? 22 inches long. Oh my God!
Jesus,
that's huge. That's ridiculous. I don't know why this has become a nostalgia bit now where I've just got a tape measure. Again,
that is...
I'm putting up shelves. After a resident called in exterminators, councillors who were sent an image of it described the rodent as almost the size of a small cat and claimed pest control issues have got out of control since the end of free services for residents in the Labour-run local authority. Eston Ward councillor David Taylor said the rodents were becoming brazen and had settled into the neighbourhood. The longer this is ignored, the worse it will get. It is a growing problem, clearly. Oh my God, the photo is absolutely fucking horrible. That's actually making me feel sick.
Oh my God.
Am I just seeing that in your house? Oh God. Well done, Elle. You've now made me gag. On an actual... That's actually horrible. It's so horrible.
Do I need to take over?
No, it's okay. I can do this. I was got tears in my eyes. Disgusting. Oh dear. What started with 100 comments on social media has nearly grown to 1,000 on Teesside Live, and it's now being picked up by by both local on Teesside and Yorkshire, Birmingham, and London and national press. It's clear this needs a joined-up response from government, local councillors, housing providers, landlords, the NHS, commercial developers, and the Water Board. We need proper vermin control strategy and fast. Yeah, I agree. This is actually quite a big issue because it's the same thing with like New York, where you get like the fucking like rats that are like the size of dogs. It's disgusting, right? There's no doubt plenty of blame to go around, but what matters now is that what we do next is to stop it getting worse. Yeah, urgent action plans or pest control, whatever. The largest rat that is believed to be caught in Britain measured 21 inches from tip to tail. Was found in the property of Bournemouth in November 2018. According to the RSPCA, mental. Rats in the UK can grow up to 11 inches on average.
That is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I can't keep looking at the photo because I'm actually going to be fucking sick. I'm actually going to be fucking sick.
There's a rat in our midst.
Oh, God.
Crazy. Mental.
I to be fair, there was, do you hear about the one about there's a bigger rat in who was in Newcastle? Did you see that?
Come on, let's hear your joke.
Yeah, it's Alexander Isak. That's all I've got.
There we go. I knew this was coming.
Well, that is all, I think, for our episode today. What did you think of Five Nights at Freddy's 2? Did you watch it? If you didn't, then you've had most of it spoiled. If you did, let us know in the comments below what you thought. Hopefully we'll see you all next week for our Christmas special.
I'm so excited for it to come out.
We've got a very special guest in it.
Yeah.
Got various special guests.
A couple of special guests.
Yeah, various. We've got a few special guests. It's very Christmassy.
Very Christmassy.
Very Christmassy. And we hope you'll all enjoy that next week. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please do leave a like, subscribe, and comment below if you're on YouTube. And if you're on Spotify, then please do give us a follow and give us a hearty 5-star review. As you know, it does really help. I think you can also comment on Spotify now as well.
You can now, yeah.
Yeah, comment on Spotify as well if you like. Just say whatever. Just say the word whatever, I guess, and then we'll see if you got to this point in the video, which you probably haven't. You probably switched it off by now. Anyway, follow us on social media, also linked below, and we will see you all next week for our very exciting Christmas special. Have a very Merry Christmas, everyone.
See you soon.